You see,
All right, so here we go. So if you don't know about my friend Xanderhal, okay? And yes, I say friend because like I think I had mod in his channel for a long time ago. Like, right, he gave me the wrench in his YouTube chat for whatever reason. But yeah, if you don't know about my friend Xanderhal, this guy is the clown prince of BS takes, right? Of absolutely stinky, smelly, poopy takes from Xanderhal, right? So let's see what he's got for us today, right? I've heard this is a special, like he's serving it up to us. He really is, right? He's been serving it up to it. I don't like to cover people like, you know, the same person like for 2 days in a row, but I just couldn't resist this time. I could not like it would have been malpractice for me to resist. Oh, that's the other thing. Wait. I almost forgot. Let me get you, like, we gotta boost the thread. We gotta boost our, oh no, not that. Oh, there we go. We gotta boost the Twitter thread. Help me out on this, right? And if you take a look at this, I'm gonna send you a link, right? This is to my Twitter thread for today's stream. I had a little conversation with a Xan fan, right? And not to put anybody in blast, don't send anybody hate, you know what I mean? We don't hate anybody. This is not about hating people. This is not about being super meanie butts to people. My chat, my community is not like that, okay? So, but I do, yeah, there was a just hilarious little interaction between me and a Xan fan that I put up on Twitter for everybody to check out, because it's just like, you can't make this crap up. You cannot make it up, right? Here we go. This is the Twitter post, and I'm sure that YouTube wants that too. YouTube wants a piece of that action. Go there, take a look at that, be massively entertained, and give that a like and a retweet and whatever you want to do. However you want to interact with that post is very helpful for me. So wait, what am I doing? I'm gonna, yeah, thank you, mods. Pin that message. There we go. The message is pinned. All right, so go check that out. It's in the pinned message on YouTube and on Twitch. And then what do I do? Hide it for myself. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now I can see everybody's chat. Let your friends and enemies know Irene is live and alive. Yeah, this really helps. Thank you, Buffy. Thank you for hyping me up like this too. Like this definitely helps. All right, let's get going. I've edged you long enough. Now we got to check on with our edgy boy messiah, Xanderhal. Nice intro.
A lot has happened while I have been away from YouTube, not streaming, trying to recover from my COVID. And one of those things has been...
And of course we wish Xanderhal an excellent recovery from COVID. I don't know if I ever had it myself, but I did get sick during this time, and there's every chance that, you know, like, I mean, I've been sicker than ever before a few times. So if Xanderhal's dealing with that, you know, hope he feels way better. Last time I think we had him too low in volume. Now I have him way too high in volume. I think I split the difference now.
Pretty much the entire
a little down
online left, not the entire online left, but a significant amount of the online left just turning against Keffals and deciding to wage...
Whoa, imagine that. Why would anybody turn against Keffals? Like, what has Keffals been doing wrong? Oh, wait, yeah, like, literally everything. Literally everything.
An online war against her and try to deplatform her.
Out of nowhere! They just attacked Keffals. All she did was a little Picru invasion, little Arsler, you know, just some edgy shit. You know, what's... And the online left came in and attacked Keffals. What the heck?
Sending harassment, death threats, spreading lies, and
okay, we don't support that stuff.
Misinformation, slander, you know, all of the usual stuff, right?
Misinformation and slander. Oh my
I've talked about cancel.
You're really gonna talk about Keffals getting, you know, misinformation and slander spread about her? This is the person that lied about Zara, you know, like lied about a small streamer just getting her start. You know, just completely made up a narrative. You know, the stuff that Zara never said, and attributed these weird viewpoints like being anti-gender non-conforming people to Zara, right? And, you know, did the same thing to Polly. Keffals is like, right? This is Keffals that we're talking about. This is the queen of misinformation. But go ahead, go on.
Like this, a lot. I've talked about
I know, right?
A lot of creators in the space who I'm friends with who've gotten canceled over dumb bullshit like this. But Keffals' community is very large. and does consist of a lot of people who are left-wing that I don't think are very aware of some of the more toxic, negative tendencies of the left, because so much of Keffals' content and community prior was focused on nothing but dunking on the right. And so now there's this sort of...
I mean, like, what you would think would be the, like, main goal of like, a content creator. Like, dunking on the right, dunking on maybe reactionary elements, like, hiding within the left. But no, instead, Keffals is attacking the wokescolds. Keffals is attacking the... But that's what Xander's saying, is that she didn't do enough of that. She didn't attack... She did too much good stuff, and she got a bunch of wokescolds. So you gotta mix in your praxis with a bunch of loser leftism, attacking your own side, calling everybody wokescolds, right? Repeating Ben Shapiro. Let me remind you, wokescold is a Ben Shapiro talking point. That is who came up with the idea of wokescolds. Wokescolds do not exist except for in Ben Shapiro and I guess Xanderhal and Vosh's mind. That you know, it's just a complete contrivance on wokescolds, right? So yeah, there's Xander doing his best Ben Shapiro here impersonation. Oh my god, imagine if she gets out of rehab and denounces everyone who enabled and or defended her. That would be a twisty twist. That would be a twist ending, as my friend Samir Bhavnani would say. Do you think his fans, do his fans, like, this, maybe they like him more for that? Like, look, I'll get into, like, the Scott Adams thing, right? It is a very particular thing that he does, right? He has a weird little thing. It's like a coffee club, like, right? When Scott Adams starts out, he's like, all right, everybody get your cup of coffee and whatever you got. We're going to have a drink of that which makes us all feel better. It's weird. And you know, generally gets about 20,000 views for all of his, hey, what's up, Trotsky? For all of his stuff. In this case, we're talking about this guy got 10 times as many views for this video as normal, but I'm teasing the next segment. Let's stick to this one. ADD all over the place, chat. Sorry about that. I apologize.
Like, misunderstanding, I think, between Keffals and her audience, mostly from her audience, as to why Keffals would be
so there we go. When you have to attack your own audience, right? You know that shit has gotten bad. Usually it's like, you know, these people, these agitating Jorbiters outside of the audience are saying bad things about Keffals, but no, this time it's Keffals' audience, right? You can't blame it on the Jorbiters this time. You can't say that, you know, the
upset about what's happening right now. And I've seen a lot of Keffals fans who seem to believe that Keffals is going too far or overreacting to some of the stuff that's happening, but I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a I guess an insight from my perspective of what I've seen from the outside looking in, a little bit of personal experience I've had, and then a little bit of my own, like, objective analysis of this tendency, okay? So, let's start.
Listen. I've got my pumpkin seeds here. If you've got popcorn, pop it, okay? Because you're going to need some salty snack food, just like I'm eating to enjoy this. Get ready to enjoy the show is what I'm saying. Like, this Xanderhal VOD goes hard. This Xanderhal VOD pays off, right? You're gonna be surprised at to what extent, right? I am not kidding about this. This is amazing.
And doing this whole, like, left to...
You're having a buttered bagel. That sounds delicious.
Streaming...
Is it an everything bagel?
Doing left-wing political content thing. I thought that the community that was BreadTube, because that's what it was being called at that time, like, that was the, oh, BreadTube is rising, BreadTube's blowing up, right? I genuinely thought, my young, naive, 19-year-old self legitimately thought BreadTube was...
It was like, it was a different time. I was young, my young, naive self. We thought that I didn't think there would be these wokescolds.
Essentially going to be the based, non-cringe, horrible, non-like bigoted, like, left-wing alternative to, like, the anti-SJW cringe Gamergate community, right?
This is how he wants to see the online left, right? Let's do the anti-SJW thing, all right? Let's do the cringe content. Let's laugh at the woke lords, but we'll do it from a left-wing perspective, right? Sound good?
You see, if you look back at, like, the anti-SJW community, and you even look at it now, right? Because we're in pretty much, like, tier 2 of that. All these right-wing pundits and figures are all friends. They're all talking about the same shit, spreading the same lies, spreading the same, like, propaganda and bullshit. They're
spreading it on thick.
This
Am I right, Xanderhal?
Really tight-knit,
really tight,
hardcore, very, they're like bricks, like building up into a wall. They're a very solid movement of propaganda that's being
very solid, okay.
Push through the internet.
Push through the internet. Xanderhal, I feel like you're not talking about politics anymore. Are we talking about... Do you need to... Do you need a bathroom break, dude? Who in chat thinks, can we do it? Like, what's up, Spark That Blood? Can we do a little poll? Does anybody think that, does Xanderhal need to take a bathroom break before we get started? I don't know.
Right? Like a nice bricked up, hard, compacted shit, right?
There we go.
The left is more like diarrhea.
Oh my god, okay, so we're full on going with this metaphor, aren't we? Solid, bulky bricks. Look, we need to be more like the right wing. First of all, that's hilarious, right? This is what I always say about Xander and Vosh. Their answer for the left is, can we be a little bit more like the right wing, right? Because they are a little bit more like the right wing in more ways than just their constipated shits. But you know, he's like literally like extended this metaphor to the right wing takes nice, solid, compact, like constipated dumps, and the left wing, we're just diarrhea. We're loosey-goosey. We're all over the place. Social media minute changed every 5 years, so who needs Game of Thrones with a drama like these, right? What's up, Erica? Good to see you. 15 minutes behind, but Rasmussen has always been true. You're on that, Erica. Yeah, you're 15 minutes behind. You will, we were talking about Scott Adams 15 minutes ago, apparently. Friend, like a superhero, referring to her arch nemesis. Yeah, watch most of the video. I'm not sure why. A massacre. This video? You've seen this video already? Okay. I have not pre-watched much of this, right? A little bit, maybe. I appreciate my ADHD vibes. This guy really thinks the world revolves around his isolated little online bubble. Yeah, well, we're trying to get away from that, like, right? I know that you get sick of the Xanderhal stuff. I know you get sick of the Vosh stuff. There's a certain degree of escape velocity that we need to find. And thanks to the cringe of people like this, I've been able to find this. I've been able to grow my community. I want to cover more stuff. I want to cover, like, bigger creators. I don't want to be stuck in the little, you know, and honestly, I think that this stuff is losing relevance, right? So long term, I don't want to be the girl that covers all the cringe of the you know, online Voshosphere, right? That seems a little limited. That seems a little boring. We'll always check it back in with these people and see what's up when they say something cringe, when they say something interesting, right? We'll check in, but like, I want to expand my content, and you'll see a little bit of that today, right? So anyway,
yeah, you know what? Yeah. The right is like a...
I do not miss the era of online SJW talk. It's like he wants to bring it back. Like this guy is jonesing, high fiber hogs, right? Solid bulky bricks, bricked up hard. Pause. These dudes are just, yeah, I don't know what to say, Trotsky. I don't say right wing constipation based, right? Based. Left wing diarrhea not so based, right? Let's be more like the right and be constipated.
Constipated
no idea.
Shit. And the left is like diarrhea. You see, the left...
Genius.
Well, it isn't exactly like...
That's our dude right there. That's our dude.
A polar opposite, but, you know, just as, like, tight-knit and on top of things as the anti-SJW community. Everyone...
Now, who is tight-knit and on top of things, right? If you were here last week, if you were watching my stream last week, you noticed that Xanderhal, Keffals, TGT, Vosh, like, everybody on that side of things, right? Maybe with the exception of Demon Mama, was coming down hard on Jessie Gender, tried to cancel Jessie Gender. Now they're complaining that we're canceling Keffals, even though we all know that Keffals kind of canceled herself, right? So, honestly, them being constipated would explain a lot about their behavior. It certainly explains some of Scott Adams's behavior, right? As of late, Pee Pee Poo Poo Chronicles. Yeah, you're getting your extra helping of bathroom humor today, courtesy of Xanderhal. Look, I'm going to talk a little bit about an anime that is noted for just like its obsession with bathroom humor a little bit later when we get into our Saber Spark segment. So get ready for that, right? I'm not trying to make a pee pee poo poo show, but I feel like the content is like doing it for me. So if you appreciate that kind of humor, hit that like button, right? For more pee pee poo poo content. No, I promise I won't only do pee pee poo poo content, but hit that like button anyway, right? It really helps me out a lot.
Here in the breadtube sphere hates each other. In fact, most figures in the breadtube sphere, I honestly don't even think are good people, just based on the stuff that I've seen from them. So not only is it like, we don't get along, but also there's a shit ton of genuinely bad people in this space.
Okay, so for the record, I don't hate anybody. I don't hate Xanderhal. I don't hate Vosh, right? That's not my deal. I am concerned about the effects that they and their community are having on the larger left. And like we talk about the online left, and it's usually a joke, right? Because the online left is a small fraction of the actual left. People that are terminally online enough to know about Vosh, to know about Xanderhal, to care about these things are like a fraction of the people. But going forward, as legacy media dies, we're going to see this sphere become more and more important. So this is actually kind of crucial digital real estate that we're dealing with, right? So I feel like obliged, to take as much of it up as I can and to wrest it from the control of these debate bozos, right? So, I mean, like that's why we care. But yeah, like it's, I mean, like, I don't really think, I mean, sure, I guess there's some not so great people. Look, I try not to concentrate on, like, is Zan a shit person or is Vosh a shit person? I don't know what's in their heart of hearts. You don't know what's in their heart of hearts. I don't want to make speculation on that, right? But I will talk about the perverse incentives that move them, right? And this is really, what we're talking about. It is so much easier for them to attack somebody like Jesse Gender than it is for them to actually stand up for trans rights the way that Jesse does all the time, right? They're getting traction, they're getting momentum based on like anti-SJW sentiment, based on like anti-woke sentiment. Like in a lot of ways, these you could see Vosh and Xanderhal as like a kind of like infiltration of right-wing thought. Not that I think that they're right-wing people, right? But they're people that have like kind of right-wing ideas or brainworms inculcated into their mind. So they're seeing these things through like a right-wing perspective without even realizing it. Some of these people say woke scold and they don't realize they are spreading a Ben Shapiro meme, right? That is a Ben Shapiro brainworm that you're talking about right there. Like Zan hopefully knows that. Vosh obviously knows that, but some of their community members don't, right? So we try to hold out hope for people in the community. There are examples. There's people in here that used to be Zan fans, used to be Vosh fans, used to be all about that debate bozo stuff. Now you're over here. Now you're onto some better shit. Now you look at this stuff and you kind of laugh at it, and you like, myself included, right? Myself included. I had better hopes for BreadTube. I had better hope for even debate streamers like Zan and Vosh, back in that day too. But obviously, it took a different road than that, right? You had people like Vosh who are just absolutely, have like a right-wing conception of politics, right? But just want to slap a like left-wing label on themselves, right? In order to grift over here, and they got the traction, they got the views, they got on top of that pyramid, and they're shitting on all of us, right? So we gotta do our best to bump Vosh off of King of the Mountain, take this online space back, take this digital real estate back, and hope that for the future, people are able to engage in real left-wing spaces, in real intersectional spaces, in spaces that do not gatekeep marginalized people out by constantly shitting on us, like like these guys are doing. Who does he think creates all this tension and division? The debate bros, obviously, yeah. I think poop is at the heart. It's poop in the heart of their hearts, right? And in the brain of their brains, too. Probably still hates them. I don't know.
Who use their...
Yeah, see, I do feel a lot of hate. I do feel a lot of hate and anger coming from this side of things, right?
Politics to mask out how bad of a person they are to their audience, and people expect you to respect them. They expect you to respect them for their politics.
The left tends to be high on fiber. I expect long logs. Me too. I expect long logs from all of you.
Despite them being a horrible person, fundamentally, especially to you. This has happened.
Oh my god, Trotsky, season 1 of Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. That is one of my favorite series. It's such a good series. I even saw the more recent, what is it called? The Sustainable War.
Many times. So,
based in Marxville.
The online left, unfortunately, as it stands now, has no chance of becoming like a left-wing version of the massive social push that the right had with their propaganda online. This will be known as Xanderhal.
Damn, Spark That Blood. That is an impressive system you've got now.
Theory.
Much better than mine.
True. Like, the left has not been able to emulate this and, like, turn it into something positive, to fight fire with fire. And the reason for this...
is because we're not the right wing. What are you talking about? Like, there's a very good reason for this. We are ostensibly advocating for a very different thing, right? Now, if all you're worried about is, like, like, labels, then... I mean, that's the issue is they feel like, look, if I took my HelloFresh box, okay, and I'm not trying to bring HelloFresh into the politics or something like that, and like labeled it with something else, like it's still HelloFresh inside there, right? If I said this is Irene's, you know, meal kit company, it doesn't change the nature of what's inside there, right? And if you got right-wing concepts, you got right-wing talking points, you got a right-wing perspective, and you label it with like you know, leftism, right? It doesn't change what's inside of there.
Is that there has been a very predictable, constantly proving itself to be correct pattern that occurs whenever a popular lefty figure blows up, okay? Now, there are 3 ways that this goes, all right? So let's say...
Oh my god, do we need to go
lefty,
in?
Wow, okay.
You are a
lefty figure.
Wait, are we gonna do some green text here? It feels like a green text meme. Anybody ready for that? I want to zero in on this. I want to take a look at what Xander's looking at here. Here we go, just change that over to being about ableism in the left. Let's take a look. Let's take a closer look. All right, we're gonna do some MS Paint with Xanderhal. Are you ready for this? Oh wait, I also gotta take my HelloFresh with me, don't I? Oh, or I can just wait. I'm gonna copy that and then switch to this scene and then paste that right over my face. That is not where that should go. That should go right up there. There we go. There we go. Now we're ready. Okay, so we got an MS Paint stream. Vosh is kind of famous for this sort of stuff. I don't see Vosh do this anymore. It looks like Xanderhal has picked up the torch, though. So what do you got for us, Zan?
This is you. Actually, we'll say this is Keffals, okay? I'm not good at drawing stick figures, so here we go. Here's hair.
Okay, nobody. And look, here's my one rule. Everybody be nice, okay? Don't make fun of Xanderhal's stick drawings, okay? That's
here's Keffals, just like, oh, I'm gonna start streaming.
He's gonna draw just for us. That's right, Jules.
I'm gonna start doing left-wing political content, okay? That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna have fun doing it. I'm gonna be dunking on right-wingers. Hold on, let's animate it here.
Oh.
I'm gonna make left-wing political content, and I'm gonna be dunking on right-wingers, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be.
Are you having fun
yet? All sorts of fun. We're gonna call conservatives the R slur, and
we're gonna do a Pickeroo invasion. It's gonna be cool.
Fire against fire.
We're gonna see how many slurs we can say. We're gonna do a Pickeroo invasion, right? We're gonna attack all kinds of lefty creators. Like anybody that crosses us is getting fucked up, right? Polly People has a disagreement with me about Fenster. We're gonna lie about her. Xerx, brand new streamer. Let's slime her too. That's what. Hey, what's up, Cryptid Mage? Good to see you. Yeah, even as a black gay person, I have always have to check my. Oh, sorry, I'm reading other people's conversations. Sorry about that. Denim's breaking out the paint on occasion. Okay, well, I'm guessing Denims isn't Denims kind of an artist? Maybe, I don't know. I haven't watched Denims in forever.
And it's gonna be awesome. You know, maybe not everybody will agree with it, not everybody will like it.
Yeah, exactly, right? We're gonna call chatters the R word.
But, you know, people are smart, people are mature, they can recognize that not everything is.
You can all handle a few like slurs thrown in your direction, right? You're all mature.
You know, they can just, you know, they just don't have to watch the content if it's not for them, right? You know, yeah, right. Okay, so that's basically the mindset of your average lefty figure starting out, right? And usually, they'll get a lot of positive affirmation.
Anybody else amazed that he actually put this out as a video? Because I am.
You know, a lot of positive affirmation from dunking on the right. Let's draw that little. Holy shit, that came out looking surprisingly good. I've never drawn an elephant before. That came out looking really good. Like, okay, yeah, okay. Like, you know.
I kind of thought it was a hat.
Throwing. You know, you get a lot of positive response throwing rocks at the right when you start making your content, right? But eventually, something is going to happen. What if...
Yeah, it's a cute baby elephant. I don't like look, Xanderhal, if you're going to draw the elephant, like, you know, if it's a Republican elephant, give it a MAGA hat, give it, you know, red eyes, give it something, right? Because that just looks like a baby elephant. You're making Keffals out to be a bully. And she is a bully, but not to right-wingers, right?
You say, for example, throw a rock at that elephant, that's shaped
Yeah,
like
it's
an
kind of
R.
cute, right?
What if the rock was just a chiseled out R, and you just tossed it?
I mean, look. That is not canon. That is not canon. Oh wait, no, is it? Is that where the Arsler made its first appearance? Was in the Twitter space?
At the conservatives, right? Well, now, a few people who were once giving you positive affirmation for your dunking on the right.
Well, because here's the problem. There's a lot wrong with that elephant, okay? That elephant does not say trans rights. In fact, that elephant says eugenics, right? That elephant is, there's so many things you could throw at that elephant. Imagine that you don't just have the R, you have like a lot of other things that you can throw at the elephant, right? And instead you grab the R and you say, elephant, you're an arsler. You know, zing, right? Hit the elephant right in the head. Well, some of your people on your side is like, hey, I've had R's thrown at me, and not that I have any sympathy for the elephant, like fuck that elephant, right? Mainly I've had R's thrown at me by the elephant, right? But now you're using the tools of our enemy, right? When there's so many tools available for you. There's so much wrong with that elephant that you could point out, and instead you're grabbing this R for no reason.
And your advocacy for these good political positions.
Elephants are smart and sensitive creatures. They do not deserve the... Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. This is supposed to represent Republicans, I guess. That's the idea. Maybe he has a future in art. I could see that. I'm not amazed that he believes this. I'm amazed that people aren't overwhelmingly like, you don't know what the left is. Yeah, well, I'm just amazed that he put this up, right? Because this is like, I mean, like doing this on stream is one thing, but putting it up is like, this needs to be a video. I'm super proud of this. Like my take where I compared the left to diarrhea, that was pretty cool. My little MS Paint stream where I got Keffals throwing the Arsler at an elephant, right? You know, I think this is great stuff. I think more people need to see this. No one deserves an Arsler. Yeah, and the thing is, like, imagine this, right? When you're throwing the Arsler at the elephant, little pieces break off and they hit your own side. All right, that is the appropriate metaphor, right? That's the real deal. That's canon. That's what we actually experienced, right? It wasn't just you get like Keffals, you know, throwing the Arsler and it hits the elephant. That Arsler, like, you know, ricochets and hits other people. Hits your own side.
Suddenly they're mad.
And he's worried about wokescolds making him look bad. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Tiffany?
They may have any range of responses, okay? This could range from...
Oh, Tiffany actually saw the Twitter space. She did bad at Twitter space, to be honest. I mean, I don't want to be mean, but like especially given, like, you know, we all wish Keffals a good recovery, a successful recovery from what she's dealing with, right? I mean, I don't want to be mean, but like she was doing personal insults the whole time while the other trans people were trying to make an argument. I just got here. Is he justifying the Arsler? Yeah. So he's got... You missed the take, Brad. Anybody that's just joining us, make sure to scroll back after I get done with this, right? Because you gotta hear, whoa, weasels in my chat. Oh my God, we got weasels chat. That's right. I gotta put the weasels on YouTube too, somehow. I gotta spread the, I feel like I need to update my YouTube emotes. But yeah, on Twitch, we've definitely got some weasels over there. So yeah, if you just got here, you missed Xanderhal comparing the online left to diarrhea. And the right is better because the right is like, constipated brick shits, and that's what we should strive for. Constipation. This is a wild stream, and it's wild that he put it up. But yeah, now he's talking about Keffals. That's Keffals, the MS Paint Keffals, right? Keffals comes out and you know, she's attacking the elephant. Everybody loves her. Then one day she picks up the R, right? And we all know what the R is, and she throws it at the elephant, and now there's a frowny face, right? Before there was a smiley face, everybody was like, smiley, smiley, smile at Keffals, because she's only attacking the right wing, but then she picks up the Arsler, it breaks on the elephant's head, but it hits somebody on her own side, and they're like, ow, Keffals, could you not do that? Could you please, like, you've got so many different things you could throw at this elephant, right? You got so many things. There's so many things wrong with the right-wing viewpoint. You could attack them on any one of these. Why did you pick up the R? Why did you pick up the one thing that was going to break up and it was going to bounce back and hit your own side? That is a mistake. Could you not do that? They're not saying, Keffals, you're bad, you're canceled. I don't ever, like, you know, they're not attacking Keffals, right? They are pleading with Keffals, like, Keffals, just, like, don't do that. It's hurting us. It's hurting your own side. You like us, right? Be nice to us. Don't hurt us, right? I know, right? We have a vegan crowd in here. Yeah, the vegan crowd wants to defend the elephant. Like, the elephant did nothing wrong, but yeah, imagine this is a mean, red-eyed, like, MAGA hat wearing, evil, like, mammoth of some kind, right? So not like just a cute little baby elephant like Xanderhal has drawn. I mean, there were 3 pro-trans people in the whole debate, and it was terrible. I don't know if she uploaded it, but we never got, we never got to watching that, right? I had plans to take a look at it, but like that's the kind of thing when people start throwing slurs around. That means that my editor, Xerax, right? So if you're watching, some of the videos up there on YouTube right now, some of those are edited by Xera, right? And she does a lot of work. It's very hard to edit no comment shit because there's so much things that she got to fix with me, right? But now she doesn't just got to fix things with me. Now she's got to go in and she's got to before I even stream. Right? This is before the video gets made, before I've even streamed the video that she's going to end up editing. Now she's got to go in and take the Keffals Twitter space and take all the R slurs and cut them out and replace them with a cat sound, like a little cute cat meow, so that we can watch that without me getting demonetized, right? So that makes a lot of work for my editors, for my editor to do even ahead of time. And like, so the more of that kind of stuff we do, the harder it is on Xera. So understandably, right, some of that stuff with all the R slurs, like we didn't end up watching. I don't want to completely, because Xera absolutely will go through there and take out all the slurs and all the naughty words that are going to get me in trouble with YouTube. But I don't want to make her have to do that, right? So the right gets more fiber in their diet, and we should be more like them. Exactly, right? Weasels multiply. Yeah, absolutely. They like weasels, don't they? These so-called leftists are making a lot of cases for the right wing. Well, I mean, they're making a case for the right wing to call us hypocrites. That's for sure. Matt Walsh versus Jeffree Star. Oh yeah, that's coming up after after we get to Scott Adams.
I'm disappointed. I wish you'd do better. Yeah. I'm so disappointed in you. Oh, I just want you to do better.
Eat more Triscuits.
I can't believe you do this.
Yeah, eat more like raisin cereal.
I regret giving you money. I can't believe I ever supported you. Like, it can be.
I'm being careful not to mention any competitors to our sponsor there. So like, I'm just saying a generic raisin cereal, not any particular brand. Yeah, Dilbert. That's right. We got to do Dilbert after this.
Anywhere inside of that, like, spectrum of like people getting mad at you, but the core of what happens here, at least from the perspective of a political content creator,
I like raisin cereal too.
Realize, oh no, the left is not a space that is okay with just looking past content that they don't like. You make the realization that even if you have quite a few people in your fan base and just generally in the space behind you that support you, you now have a whole
Wait, are you telling me that when I put out content, right, it doesn't just go to people that like me? Xanderhal, you have attacked so many lefty channels, right? In fact, we've got a lefty channel in here right now in YouTube chat with Phoenix Rising 87 that Xanderhal has attacked and tried to make content out of. You're the last person in the world to be bitching about the fact that the content that you create goes outside of your own sphere of fandom, right? And some people who don't like it might have something to say about it, right? It's really weird. It's really weird. Like, he's unironically making like a right-wing argument. Like, this is turning into like a freedom of speech. Like, if Keffals can't make the content that she wants, say all the R slurs that she wants, right, without people, if they don't like it, just like ignoring it, not saying anything, then Keffals doesn't really have freedom of speech, does she? She's being put upon by wokescolds, right? You're saying the same thing as Ben Shapiro was saying. I was kind of half joking earlier when I said that like Xanderhal, wants to, create like a anti-SJW left, right? But I mean, I guess I wasn't. I guess I wasn't totally joking. I guess there's some truth to that, right? Jeffree Star is a true cockroach. Like, he will not leave. True.
Of angry people that were once fans of you, many of them, which have a
look at that. Now that's wild, right? That's wild, right? So he's not just talking about us wokescolds having a problem with Keffals Arsler. He's talking about Keffals' own community, right? He's talking about people that were a fan of Keffals, that liked Keffals when she was doing the charity for Southern Equality, liked Keffals when she was going after the farms and taking them down, liked Keffals when she was standing up to Destiny and the debate brozos, and now that she's calling people arslers, they don't like her as much. Xanderhal feels like these people are obliged to just quietly leave. And you can't quietly leave. Like, I've covered so many times in Keffals', career that her reaction to people unfollowing over stuff that they don't like is to get mad at them. Not just to get mad at them, but to yell at the community that she has in front of her, right? So the people that left ostensibly or didn't like it have left, right? So you're not even talking to them anymore, but Keffals needs to yell at the people that are still there, that, like, just in case any of them get any funny ideas about, like, leaving her community, right? He's talking to me. I liked Keffals when she was doing, yeah. Look, I had critical support for Keffals. I was a massive fan of, her. Like, I thought it was really brave for her to go after that fruit site, right? Because a lot of people just try to ignore them because they're really scary. You start talking about them, they will go after you, and they definitely went after Keffals. What got me the most about the video is that Zan acted like I was in the wrong. This is Phoenix talking, having been under the wait, what is it called? Like the crosshairs of Xanderhal. Yeah. Zan acted like I was wrong for not wanting to debate scientific racism, aka treat it as a serious thing. Oh, they hate that, right? And you saw President Sunday react, in much the same way when he was called out for, like, his weird academic racism, right? He is right now. He's right now talking about the drama that he created involving him endlessly attacking other content creators because he doesn't like their tweet. Giant hypocrite for no self-awareness. True. That was worth my time to debate rather than dehumanizing quackery that I have too much self-respect to treat as serious. And he never apologized, never took it back, instead doubled down. So Xanderhal, like, that knock on the door is karma, okay? That's what you're hearing. That's what you're hearing. This is stuff that you've done to other people. It's so weird to see him getting mad about it now. I never liked Keffals too much, but I liked when she was standing up to the ranchers. Yeah, a lot of people were, massive fans of that, even if her content wasn't, necessarily for you. You at least gave her props for bravery, right? Zan has nothing if he can't prop up far-right ideas to debate against. Yeah.
Strong parasocial relationship with you and thus have a strong sense of entitlement that you should behave a certain way they like. I love that you're fucking talking.
Look, you cannot cultivate. Oh my god, I just hit the mic. Sorry about that. You cannot cultivate parasocial relationships with your community in order to have an army of stans that'll rise up, and anytime anybody makes any criticism about you, they'll go and harass those people, right? Off the internet. That's what Keffals had. Keffals used the parasocial dynamic to defend herself. And Xanderhal's implying that it's something about that parasocial dynamic is actually coming back to bite her in the ass. That, like, the people that are upset when she starts doing content attacking the left, right? Because they were on board for content attacking the right, and they themselves are on the left, right? He's calling that parasocial. Fine, if you want to call that parasocial, go ahead and call it parasocial. But you can't tell me that Keffals didn't cultivate, didn't create, didn't encourage that sort of parasocial behavior, right? This is one of the most parasocial communities out there.
About these people like their children keep doing it. It's really good. I like how we're doing this, like, animation type thing that I'm doing live on stream. I'm enjoying it. But you'll start to realize, oh shit, my community is fracturing.
My community is full of wokescolds. Oh my god, what am I going to do about it? I know, I'll say the Arsler more. I know, I'll do a Picru invasion. Yeah, that'll work. That'll get them, right? All these solutions to this problem, right? just made it worse. What's up, Genevieve? Good to see you. Xander is also has a history. Oh, I don't know about that. I had no idea about yeah. And in general, we're definitely. I don't think that's what you were trying to do here, but like, just letting everybody know, be careful, not to not to take anybody to task over something like addiction, because that doesn't make you a bad person. And it's definitely not something to like laugh at or anything like that. We wish Keffals a full recovery.
Built my platform dunking on the right because that's what I'm concerned about, and made one small mistake that people in my audience disagree with, and now I am being I
mean, actually, case in point, right? That right there. Right. If what I was about, like, so if you ask Xanderhal, if you ask Vosh, if you talk to them about no comment chick, like, she hates our guts. She's willing to throw anything and everything at us. She'll throw the kitchen sink, right? That's one thing that I won't throw at you or Keffals, right? Is I'm not going to throw anybody's addictions back in their face, right? Despite any hypocrisy that they might have shown. That's the difference between me and Keffals, right? Like, there's plenty of criticism for Keffals, and I feel like I've made enough of them. I feel like, Keffals has kind of moved off the stage, so I'm not really trying to talk about Keffals so much anymore. That's not as pertinent. There's plenty of problems with Xanderhal. There's plenty of problems with Vosh. But if I started like throwing like, some people attack Vosh over his weight, right? Is that really the problem with Vosh? No, it doesn't make him a bad person. In fact, it would make me a bad person if I was to make fun of something like that, right? And so that's why I don't do it. That's the difference between an intersectional leftist and a grifter like this, right? An anti-SJW grifter to boot, right? I've been saying this because the Debate Bros community seems to have a pattern of taking advantage of vulnerable people, and also Genevieve has a history of attacking people over their addiction issues, right? We had an issue where Zan's ex was attacked over perceived addiction issues or alleged addiction issues, right? And we don't want to see that, right? So yeah, I'm not going to make the same mistake of like trying to throw back these people's shit at themselves, right? Like, if I've got plenty of tools in my belt to tell you what is wrong with these streamers without getting dirty, right? The issue is hypocrisy. The stream he had about his ex-girlfriend was loaded, with stigmatized attacks in general and generalizations about people's sufferings from social abuse or substance abuse disorder. That's true, and in fact, Vosh's sysadmin, right, when after Zan's ex in a ghoulish way, like demanding that that she take a drug test, like just complete cop-like behavior, right? Xanderhal reeks of projection. True.
Being asked to either change what I like, the content I make and what I want to do, or keep doing what I want to do and continue to get hate. And so you have two options. You can acquiesce to the hate mob.
You're making it sound like not saying the R slur is selling out, right?
Okay. If you acquiesce to the hate mob, this is who you become. This is my best thought slime I can draw, okay?
Oh no, you become thought slime! Chat, we're gonna become thought slime. If we acquiesce to the wokescolds, we turn into thought slime. I don't know, I feel like, didn't Thought Slime do a really good video recently on the Scaredy Cat channel that I'm about to promote now by telling you that if you like Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy Krueger, just imagine, what would Freddy Krueger be like if instead of being created by like movie people with lots of money, if Freddy Krueger, if content about Freddy Krueger was created instead by like a cable channel with a limited amount of resources and stuff like that. Can you imagine that? A low budget Freddy Krueger is what I'm talking to you about. And you can see that video now on the Scaredy Cats channel, right? So every time you talk shit about Thought Slime, Xanderhal, I'm going to promote Thought Slime. There you go.
You become Thought Slime.
And you make cool videos?
You start apologizing. Sorry.
And you make cool videos? Wait, what's... I don't see the problem here. I don't see the problem. You become Thought Slime, right? I wish I could do a cool video like Thought Slime. Damn. Damn, Zan, you're tempting me here. I'm glad you actually take strides to make it a welcoming community that isn't just spewing bile. Yeah, I mean, like that's who I am, right? I like Scaredy Cat's channel. I like it too. Thought Slime is 100% better than Zan. Mildred helped save my ass. Oh my god, yeah, Mildred's really cool. Mildred is really cool. Mildred's had my back at various times as well, right? I have a lot of respect for Mildred. Oh no, not apologizing, right? You can't apologize. What happens? Vosh said don't apologize, ever.
For saying...
I'm valid AF. Thank you, Phoenix. Meow.
Nanners. You become Thought Slime. You cater to this...
Wait. Sorry for saying nanners? Oh, okay. I got it. So, does anyone... like, okay, so I'm guessing that some of you don't know what the Xanderhal is talking about, right? Thought Slime had a video, and I don't remember what context it was in, but yeah, kind of used the phrase nanners to mean like crazy, right? And you know, it's nanners. It sounds harmless. It's not the worst form of ableism out there, right? I hear people, you know, do what I call normie ableism, right? So if I say, you know, like if I call a situation crazy, right? I'm not talking about a person, right? That's not the worst thing that you could do, but I am still using like mental health as a pejorative. Like, right? I'm using the word crazy, colloquially, somebody, you know, dealing with mental health issues, right? To mean bad, right? So what I've unwittingly done is just said crazy is bad. Bad is right. You know, I don't need to do that, right? And like, granted, like, you know, I'm not gonna beat myself up like super bad for that, but you know, like Thought Slime got called on that, and given the fact that Thought Slime has talked about this before, Thought Slime thought it was a good idea to just kind of say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to imply that nanners, aka crazy, is bad. So like, right, that's more than most people would do. But I feel like Mildred's trying to have a community that kind of goes above and beyond the community that most people are cultivating, making a community where, you know, people aren't gonna catch strays, because that's exactly what we're talking about here. Keffals throwing the R slur around, and people caught strays. She meant to hit the elephant with it, right? But it smashed on the elephant's head and hit people on her own side, and they were like, "Hey, Keffals, this isn't great. We don't like getting hit with that." So, like, you could say that, like, I mean, this is, you know, this is Mildred going kind of above and beyond to make. Copsade Mo made a video calling out Zan, and it looked like Zan was, oh yeah, when Zan was using the R slur, right? Yeah, true. Willing to take some criticism, but we all know how that eventually turned out. You know, Zan loves saying the R slur, right? And Keffals loves saying the R slur. They just wanted to double down. To be fair, crazy is a synonym for wild and referring to situations. Yeah, like, so in other words, what I just mentioned was like a very like mild form. And so let me say this, right? I would never call somebody else out for this, right? Like I said, that's normie ableism, and I'm more concentrated on, like, you know, things like the R slur and you know, real explicit forms of ableism, right? When somebody attacks somebody over their mental health, right, and uses that as a pejorative, like that's my first, you know, priority. So for me, this isn't something that I would, you know, like I didn't say anything to Mildred when this happened, and you know, it wouldn't have really crossed my mind because I've got, you know, sort of other things on my plate, right? But Mildred was doing self-crit rather than crit of others, and I'm guessing that Mildred's a little harsher on herself than on other people, right? So yeah, so that, I mean, that's what it is, right? And like Xanderhal, instead of being like, wow, I mean, that's pretty impressive, you really go above and beyond, you know, for your community. You're really trying to you know, cultivate a community that feels safe for people, including people who deal with issues of mental illness. Xanderhal and the, you know, the rest of the Clout Network have to like make fun of Mildred for this, right? I think by buckling down so hard on being able to use the R word, it obscures the real issues, which are general intolerance of anyone with neurodivergencies. If we can't even get leftists to understand the impact of not using certain words, how can we convince people to do the extra work that it would take to? Yeah, that's right. Because when we're cultivating a left space, we're trying to cultivate a space that's welcoming for people and that doesn't kind of gate people out. Like, right. So, it's like this, right? If you haven't had a term or a pejorative used against you extensively, then it probably just like water off a duck's back. You don't even notice, right? But if you have, are you going to be as likely to engage with that community? Probably not, right? So, yeah, I mean, like, that's what's going on. And it kind of sucks, right? It kind of sucks that, like, Mildred trying to make their community welcoming for people gets criticism, right? It's not just like, so you were just saying, Xanderhal, that if I don't like Keffals using the R slur, then I can stop paying attention to Keffals content and just walk away. And I don't need to say anything, right? It's rude for me to, when I turn around and say Keffals bad, now I'm violating Keffals' right to free speech. But somehow the same thing doesn't apply to Thought Slime. Let's say that you think that saying sorry for nanners is nanners and you don't like it. And you think it's cringe, right? That's really probably what Xanderhal is saying, right? He's calling Mildred cringe for that. Okay, well, you don't need to make a comment about that. You don't need to criticize Mildred. Why don't you take your own advice, Xanderhal, and say, guess what? Mildred's content is not for me. So I'm going to go over here and look at Vosh's content and look at Demon Mama's content and look at Keffals' content, because all those contents, those are for me, but Mildred's content, not so much, right? You can't even, like, I don't know. He's not even meeting his own standard, right? That's what's sad about. And yeah, like, there's enough hypocrisy to go around with these people, right? What does nanners mean? Like bananas, crazy, like, right? That's the idea. That's the idea. And when Thought Slime said that, given like some of the other content that Thought Slime has talked about, right? It's a little bit out of line with what Thought Slime has said, and Mildred realized that, and Mildred apologized for that. I don't think that I wouldn't look at Mildred as being less if she hadn't, but I am, I'm definitely not gonna, take a crap on her for trying to make her community a more welcoming place, right? That's not a problem. That's not a bug. That's a feature, right? Wait, did I miss something? Hey, what's up, Paradigm Shift? What's up, Frog Powered Train? Xander was the first creator on the platform to give me a look and support me, to then go on 2 racist tirades and then unfollow me without ever talking to me. Yeah, it's been been. Oh, fuck X, Xander, yeah, Xan, for me, since then. Yeah, I mean, understandable, right? And like, I don't know, I don't want to talk about it too much, but Xan's attacked me too, right? He deleted the VOD when he found out how embarrassing it was, and that, like, none of the sources that he brought on were actually credible. But yeah, he did have a go at me. He did do a drama stream on me too. But, like, that's not why I'm covering him. I'm not mad about that. That was a long time ago. I'm over it, right? I do worry, though, this constant attack on Thought Slime, for instance, right? That is concerning, right? And this defense of stuff that Keffals should be learning from and getting past, and for all we know, maybe we'll decide to move past, right? I feel like friends like Xanderhal and Vosh, hold people back from growing and learning and being better content creators, right? This isn't helpful. This is enabling, right? And like, at some point we got to start talking about the enabling that the Clout Network, that Vosh and Xanderhal have done, to Keffals, and which is not actually helping Keffals, but rather, holding Keffals back in a lot of ways. But we don't have time for that right now. Mildred was hyperbolic about the NSFW. Oh, yeah, the NSFW channel on Zan's Discord. Yeah, right. And it turned into, like, Mildred said I have a sex call, or like, I don't have anything. He deleted it. Genevieve, if anybody can find that content, I would be interested in taking a look at it, not to drag Xan or make fun of Xan or anything like that, but just to, see what was actually said, because I'm honestly curious, but I never saw it, right? I saw the, let's see, there was a tweet about it. There was a announcement on Discord about it, but the VOD itself is just missing. So I'm guessing that he thought better of it and decided to take it down before anybody like myself could make content out of it. What's with the debate people having NSFW channels? Yeah. So there was something like, yikes about that, but maybe Mildred, Mildred's statement that it was a sex cult may have been exaggeration. That's not exactly what was going on. It wasn't exactly a sex cult. So I will make fun of a man who can't hold his vapes. Oh no. There's so many other things to have a go at him about, though. Debate Row community and the White Leaf Network full fuel toxicity because they're all about exploitation. They could care about their well-being. Okay, let's get back to
the people who want to basically determine what is and is not allowed to be a person or an advocate for the left. You acquiesce to them and you start basically bending and apologizing for every single perceived misdeed that you do, and it turns you into a quivering little simp. Which really is like, I cannot imagine how miserable Thought Slime must be with like the lack of creative freedom he has after like the amount of, like, they've literally just completely sanitized any.
A miserable little simp, right? So like, if you don't know, that's a term for somebody that, well, actually, like, it's another right-wing term, right? It's gone outside of just the right wing. So it's not just the right wing that uses this term anymore. But you're talking about the origin of this term was like anyone who agreed with a woman, especially like a woman that's being attacked, a woman that's being made fun of, a woman that's being dragged. If somebody comes along and says, hey, I don't have a problem with Kira Chats asking for $5, she needs to get paid, right? That's a simp. That's what they mean by a simp, right? And so here he's using it to say, I don't know. I mean, there's a misogynist origin point for that term, right? And now I want to make a real nuanced point here. I believe that you can co-opt right-wing language sometimes, and you can turn it against them, right? You can reclaim stuff. You can you can change the usage of stuff, right? You can do that, right? But the key to that is you're not using the terminology in the same way as they are. Okay. So if your version of like what a simp is corresponds to the right wing version of that, and you have changed nothing, you're just using a right wing attack on your own side, right? But if you can sort of change what it means and twist the meaning and turn it into something else, then fine, go for it, right? I'm all in favor of that, right? It's not what Xander's doing here. That's not what Xanderhal is doing at all, right? I asked this further up in chat, but what do you think of Lumiru? I have not really watched Lumiru in a long time. I feel like Lumiru's content is everything I've seen. I think I've reacted to like one Lumiru video a while ago, and it was really good. It was really impressive. No complaints at all. I can't really speak to Lumiru's to their larger body of work, right? I do know that some people have said that they are kind of tight with some of these people, so like Vosh and Xanderhal, but I don't even know if that's true anymore. So I just don't know enough about Lumiru. But thanks for the question. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, it's a Thought Slime has been making comics and stuff on the weekend. Mildred is an artist and a very I like Mildred's streams, actually. I enjoy Mildred's stream. By his definition, Xanderhal is a simp. He's a social climber. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess he's got, I don't even know what debate, what, wait, is that what he's trying to use simp for? A social climber? I think what he's saying is that, like, the comparison here is that, like, Thought Slime caring about his community, saying, hey, I don't like it when you use nanners. It's like him, just like apologizing and agreeing with them, right? Like that you're gonna. I think that's where he's coming from here. Debate Bro community and yeah, sorry. He is saying that Thought Slime is a simp to the wokelings. Oh my god, I love that term. The wokelings, yes. Thought Slime is simping for the wokelings. And literally, when you say simp, like the implication, right, is not just that, like, it's like you know, it started out as meaning like a guy that was defending a girl, and like for the reason that the guy was wanted to, you know, be in a relationship with her, right? That's where it began. Now, I'm not gonna interpret this too strongly and say that, like, you know, this is like a misgendering issue or anything, because I know that the term has been expanded beyond just like, you know, one gender context, right? But yeah, it's the same kind of thing, like that you know, I don't know, wokelings, a cut bit of world. Oh, the dark crystal. Yeah, the wokelings were, yeah, they cut them out of the dark crystal because they just had they had the gelflings, they had the podlings, they had all the lings, and they didn't have room for the wokelings, right? So they were going to use them for the next movie. Simp is similar to to like Dick Rider, which is both they're both weird terms. True. Quivering little simp. Yeah, there we go with the capitalized the comic book villain text, right? I make jokes about how men simp for me because of sex work. Jokes are about how I simp for women who could kick. Yeah, so I don't want to like you know, gatekeep this term too hard. I get that it's expanded beyond its original meaning. I just think it's weird for Xanderhal to be. Anyway, I'm totally hanging up on this point, aren't I? Sticking on this a little too long. How he sent for women who could kick my ass, especially ones I know wouldn't because they're gentle, right? People do that sometimes. Turn on a dime due to racism or transphobia. It's always kind of feels like a person slap across the face, a personal slap across the face, no matter how many times it happens. The implication being the simp is being exploited or subjugated. Thank you. Paul Squall, that's what I was looking for. Yeah. The simp is being exploited or subjugated in their simpery. It's misogynistic and patriarchal. See also cuck. Yeah, true. It's related terms. It's kind of projection. They think that people are only. Yeah, that's the thing. Is somebody could turn this around and accuse Xan for doing this for Keffals, right? And you know, I wouldn't do that because that's, like you say, Buffy Geek, pretty misogynistic. I haven't watched your stream in a long time. It makes me feel bad. It's a good stream, but it makes me feel that hopefully there'll be less of that in the future, right? We are kind of, what is it called? Pivoting. Yeah. Pivoting away from these trashy debate bros and moving on to bigger and better things. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but oh wait, Johnny Matt Valentino, you followed me. I don't know when you did that, but thank you for the follow, right? So yeah, like I'm saying, we're going to be talking about a broader spectrum of things, bigger fish to fry than just Xan and Vosh and people like that. Because, you know, the community's gotten bigger, and that means that my topics need to get bigger. And also, I think we need to have some time to watch some cool stuff, right? So later on today, we're going to watch Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. Not the Netflix show, but the original Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, as a kind of a palate cleanser. Because I know this stuff is hard for people to watch, and I know, like you're saying, Pair of Salamanca, sometimes it makes you feel not so great, right? We do kind of have to pay attention to this because this is the online left space, and the only way that things like this change are with pressure. And so I do want to continue applying pressure, but at the same time, yeah, this shouldn't be the you know, all of my stream
level of like character from their content.
Yes, Gorgeous Ladies
I
of
watched
Wrestling.
their DMT video and their Minecraft video, and I honestly think those videos were too edgy for them to have made today.
I think Dogbert does come up. You're right, Pear.
Anyway, the other option is the Lindsay Ellis option. Okay? The Lindsay Ellis option is basically where, well, you realize that you're never going to please the people on the left who are attacking you, and you just quit. You just straight up quit. That's what Lindsay Ellis did. She was canceled for saying that that one
gay Gorgeous Ladies. That's an interesting question, because if you've seen the Netflix show Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, some of the wrestlers were LGBT, right? When I saw an interview with the original, some of the cast of the original Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, that was one of the questions they asked was, you know, did this happen? Was there anybody that was like this? Was there anybody that was like that? And you can find some parallels, like the Zoya the Destroyer the badass Russian wrestler was actually based on a real wrestler named Nanuchka. Colonel Nanuchka, right, was the real wrestler. But when they asked them about LGBT stuff, they were like, you know, they basically said, well, I mean, not us. None of us are, you know, are LGBT. But I get that they didn't want to necessarily speak for like everybody on the show. So we don't know that for sure. That's not confirmed. But I mean, obviously it appeals to an LGBT audience, right? Am I right, chat? Does it appeal to you? People, okay, the whole Lindsay Ellis thing gives me a migraine. Yeah, I feel like Lindsay Ellis doesn't really like being used like this. Doesn't like, I don't think Lindsay Ellis is necessarily on board with Xander's like victim complex here. Meow, meow, meow to you as well, meow. I don't know about that. I can't speak to that, Jeffrey.
Disney movie or whatever
good to see
was
you.
a lot like Avatar, and was called racist for it, harassed and canceled so much that she was bullied off of the internet, had actual physical health problems, like I think she said she was shitting blood from the stress she was having, stomach ulcers.
God,
which are really bad.
We are coming back to the poop, right?
And it was causing Lindsay Ellis severe
She's writing sci-fi books, true, yeah.
stress, and she quit YouTube, which of course the people celebrated. The people who canceled her celebrated that she quit YouTube. They still talk about how much of a win it was to get her to quit YouTube to this day. They consider losing an advocate for left-wing politics.
Okay, for the record, I have never heard a leftist being like, "God damn, Lindsay Ellis, I'm so glad that we pushed her off the internet." Like, I've never heard the celebration that Zan's talking about.
A good thing if they don't like that person. This isn't about politics to them. It's about people they personally hate and want to utilize politics to try and justify their hatred of. And the final option is the way that Keffals...
Yeah, it wasn't wokescolds who attacked Lindsay Ellis. In her own words, a lot of the people attacking her were diet Nazis, right? By which she means like people like reactionary, you know, reactionary people who do not label themselves as far right? Which could be seen to include like debate bros, right? That there was like a... And like, I think there's like really, there's a connection between the people that Lindsay Ellis was talking about as like diet Nazis and like Gamergaters, right? And this is one of Xanderhal's like cause celeb, right? He said earlier in this video that when he envisioned BreadTube and what he was joining when he started making videos, he was imagining people that would form like some kind of a leftist alternative to the anti-SJW Gamergate type channels, right? And like sadly, I don't think he learned I don't think he learned the right lessons about like what was wrong with those channels, right? I think that he's like, keep the anti-SJW was one of his reactionary people who don't label themselves as alt-right. So fast. It's cryptos, I don't know. Yeah, like she's, I mean, I don't know. You could look into Lindsay Ellis's video. I know she made a video about this if you really want to check out and try to figure out exactly what Lindsay Ellis meant. But yeah, she was definitely talking about reactionary people that aren't necessarily, you know, going by that far right moniker. Internet is a bunch of vindictive dicks. True. Wait, who are they? It wasn't wokescolds who attacked Lindsay Ellis. Which strawman is he beating up now? I don't know. Is he still on wokescolds? He's been going back to this poop metaphor too that he made in the beginning. That the left is diarrhea, and we need to be more like constipated loaves, constipated bricks, constipated turds like the right wing. Right, we need to concentrate on that. Ellis was a media critic. She wasn't an activist. Yeah, that's a good point. Not exactly on a political level, right? I don't think it was anyone on the left. People like Zan. I don't know. I don't think it was Zan himself, but maybe.
It's going in this scenario the way that I went and the way that Vosh went. It's where you just say, who the fuck cares?
The left doesn't have enough fiber in their diets? Well, I definitely
There's
do.
absolutely nothing you can do to stop these people from getting mad at you, okay? Even if you do apologize, even if you do try to be better, there will
Okay, then Xanderhal, show me the people. Show me the people that still have it in for Thought Slime. Show me those people. If that's true, then there would still be people that have it in for thought slime. Show me the woke scolds that are like, we still need to cancel thought slime. They don't exist. They don't exist. He's full of shit. There's literally nothing you could do to get to make these people happy. Bullshit. You could do what thought slime did and take accountability. And honestly, like, I feel like the cancellation of thought slime is kind of overblown, right?
Always be some
like I said, that is, I mean, like, thought slime recognized that as being ableism, but this is normie ableism. This is the kind of ableism that people generally don't notice, and it's only because thought slime has made such a big deal about ableism that it even became relevant. That there were even people in Mildred's community that were concerned about that, right?
Percentage of these people who continue on believing that you are some horrible person. They will go on Twitter and they will get multi-thousand like posts spreading those lies about you.
Show me the multi-thousand posts canceling thought slime. You can't, Xanderhal. They don't exist. You are full of scatological fascinations, as Wesley Foy just said. Yes, there we go. Thank you for saving me from saying words that might get me demonetized.
And it will cause you demonstrable and very clear harm to your online presence. There is nothing to be gained from acquiescing to these people. They don't hate you because of your politics. They don't disagree with you politically. They hate you as a person. They hate you because of your success.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to argue. They hate you because they're big. Wait, am I wrong? Like, I think that Mildred's still bigger than Xanderhal, and yet this hate has not come back to bite thought slime in the ass, right? Oh, Caleb Moffin, nice. Oh, there we go.
Hate you because of your giant cock. And they're trying to use politics as a justification to hate you, right? And I think that's what's basically happening in most cases here. So,
hate you because of your giant rooster, did you say?
The best thing you can do is honestly just say, fuck it. You say you drink a big dose of fuck it all, and you say retard on stream, and you don't care if these people are going to get upset at you. However, I would like to add an extra caveat. For those of you guys who aren't aware, the drama that's happened most recently was Keffals using the R slur. Now, let me give you guys my take on the R slur, okay?
Wait, there's an extra caveat?
I think it's generally bad, okay? Like the South Park guy. But not always. That's my take. You see, when I use a word, there are two different, like, when it comes to slurs in particular, there are like two different, like, tiers or reasons for why you may not use a slur, right?
Is he about to say that it's okay to call Republicans the R slur? Because that's not what Keffals ended up doing, right? Like, that clip was Keffals saying, can we have an R slur break? Because you all, in my chat, ostensibly not right-wingers, like Keffals' chat, right, are being R slur. But anyway, go on, Sam.
On one level, it can be personal pride. Maybe you genuinely just don't like a slur
right.
Because it doesn't...
This is exactly like the Dusty N-word justification,
make you feel it makes you feel a certain way.
I don't see the difference either.
That's not good, right? Like anybody here, like, you don't even need
We're about to get the tactical slur,
part of that group, but you just hear a certain slur and you're just like, I don't like that one. I don't like hearing that one. I don't like saying that one. I don't even want to say it. Like,
well, look, here's the thing, okay? You say the R slur a lot. It obviously doesn't bother you. I'm gonna guess that's because you're used to it, right? You probably grew up like me with people saying the R slur as a general way of just, like, they weren't trying to be ableist. Like, a lot of times they just meant.
So
oh my God!
But now there are freaking communist invading radicals.
Thank you, Mutil. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for invading my YouTube chat with communist invading radicals, right? What was I saying? The R slur. Okay, so yeah, Xander's used to it, right? I'm sort of used to it. If I didn't care, I might still be used to it. Not to the point where I use it, right? Because I never really did that. I never really saw the fascination, the attraction to insulting somebody in that way, right? But I'd be okay with it when people said it, and I wouldn't see what the big deal is. It's all about acclamation, right? We're trying to create communities where that is not, like, normal, and therefore when somebody says it, you know, heads turn and people are like, what, why are we here again, right? We would like to be in a place where like that's not as normalized, right? Obviously, if you're Xander, if you're hanging out with Vosh and Keffals, even if you say it's bad, okay, and you don't want to use it yourself, right? And I don't know, I press X to doubt because I feel like I've heard him use it a lot lately. I don't think that's a rare thing for him even to say himself, but right, it's all about your like level of acclamation, right? Thought Slime's community, nobody's saying the R slur, right? And yes, that does make it so that other things that are ableist, but maybe in not such a yucky way, as Xanderhal said, other things that are ableist are going to get noticed more, are going to maybe get called out where they wouldn't otherwise. Don't we want to move to a place where we're using less words that make people feel yucky? Because like the other reason that you feel, you know, that you don't feel yucky about other like ableist terms being used, right, is that they are not terms that are like attacking you. But imagine if they were, right? Imagine if they were terms that had been used against you a lot, and the yuckiness came from the trauma that dug back up, right? So out of respect for people that have that, Thought Slime's community is moving towards like a less ableist place. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Mildred's not perfect, you know? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's like there yet, but they're kind of moving towards that, right? Whereas you've gone backwards, Xanderhal. You used to not say the R slur, right? Somebody brought this up earlier. Somebody brought this up really recently, right? What's up, Yosiel? Somebody was talking about the Cops Hate Mo did a video on Xanderhal's ableism. Xanderhal watched it on stream and actually agreed. Actually, this was one weird like Black Swan event where Xanderhal was accepting accountability and trying to move forward, right? And that happened for a little time, and then we slid backwards. So while you are sliding backwards, Thought Slime and her community are sliding forwards, right? What is wrong with that, right? I don't think that Thought Slime is the one who's deserving of criticism here.
Certain slurs for me that are like that.
Yay, none of us are perfect.
I don't
and
think
that's
the
okay.
R slur is one of them. It's not one of those slurs that I genuinely feel gross or like I'm a bad person when I say it. It doesn't feel wrong to say. However, there is another position, and this is the one that I think matters more, and that's consequentialism.
Oh my god!
What matters a lot...
We are going to open up Vosh's chest of misunderstood philosophy, and we're going to pull out consequentialism. This is an old chestnut that we haven't really dealt with in a long time, right? We're used to hearing about rule utilitarianism. We have not heard about consequentialism in quite some time, but there we go. I think the general idea is that, like, or at least the way that Xanderhal is going to use it here, is that we care more about the consequences than the means to that end, kind of. That's the idea,
is the consequences of what you...
So if he can't, from his privileged point of view, standing at intersections of privilege, if he can't see the consequences, if he can't see negative consequences to this, then they just don't exist, because his view is the objective view, you know? And, you know, yeah, when you have privilege, you have power, you can pull shit like that. You can pass off your perspective as being the true one. Right, this is just more weaponized objectivity with him. I'm surprised if he can spell consequentialism. Well,
say and
not
what you
not
do.
trying to gatekeep him or anything.
If I'm on stream and I just make a joke where the butt of the joke is, we're like, it's just I'm just making a joke, and the joke is that I say the R slur. That's the joke. That's why it's supposed to be funny. Then
hey, what's up, President Bolsonaro? Yeah, like, I mean, why not make the joke even funnier and make the joke that you say the N-word and you actually say the N-word in the joke and it becomes even, like, do you see where that logic leads? Do you like, and like, listen, like, I'm not trying to make a slippery slope argument here. All right, far be it from me to do what I criticize all the time, but please show me the substantial difference, the obvious place to draw the line between those things, right? I don't think there is one. I think that you are literally using you're using Vosh's tactical inward logic, basically.
really the only thing that's accomplishing.
Without being forced to actually defend the tactical N-word, which is a consequence of your community. I'm a Schrodinger's douchebag, by the way, says Xanderhal. Like, what is the upside of using these terms? There's a good question. There's a great question, Michael. Yeah. What is the upside of using these terms? Does it? Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's got to be it. He thinks it widens his appeal, right? And it does, but in a way that is like, okay, so if you're bringing people in that are like, yeah, I think this guy's based because he says the R slur, like, are you making a better community? And if you're not standing at a the crossroads of privilege like Xanderhal is, then no, you're not. You're making a worse community.
Is potentially upsetting and offending people in chat who are neurodivergent who have been called that before because they're neurodivergent. All I'm achieving there, most likely, is hurting the feelings of some...
of people that should just sit down and shut up and understand, right? That's what you're using Democratic Party logic here, right? The Democratic Party in some reason, in some ways, is so shitty because they know that like more left-wing voters like myself and like maybe I would assume Xanderhal, right? We don't have any place else to go. We don't have any place else we can put our vote without hurting our own cause. So the Democratic Party is fine to say, yeah, we'll like virtue signal towards doing something about student loans, but are we actually going to do anything meaningful? Like, sign an executive order forgiving all student loans? Hell no. Hell no, because we're also getting paid by the people that want you to have to pay your student loans back, right? So there we go. Democrat, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton logic used by Xanderhal. Good job.
Good people in my audience. I don't think that's arguable. However, I think that there's a point where you can do a fairly reasonable cost-benefit analysis in your head in like 2 seconds as to whether or not...
In your head, pretending that you're standing at a place that is the objective viewpoint. Yeah, good job, Xanderhal. Good job at noticing your standpoint here and taking that into account.
It's really that
right?
big a deal. Just say dumbass. It's not that... It's not hard. It's not ticking hard. Stop using excuses. Oh my god.
So this is what I'm talking. I talk about this all the time, okay? The debate bozos communities in general will contain like elements that are slightly better than them, right? There's somebody in Xanderhal's chat right now hearing this bullshit and they're like, just use dumbass, right? And granted, like, you're still reinforcing like elitism based on an idea of intelligence that if we are to interrogate what is intelligence, right, we find that there's no clear answer, right? It's your ability to deal with a situation, but what situation, right? It's your ability to process information, but what information, right? It's actually an aggregate of so many things that we can't really say that it is any one thing. But if you take Xanderhal's standpoint hierarchy, right, where like the more privilege you're standing and the more intersections of privilege, the more objective your viewpoint really is, then that's what intelligence becomes. How do you process information according to a very privileged standpoint? Now that's elitist as fuck, right? There's so much wrong with that. There's so much wrong. Don't even get me started on like eugenics and stuff like that, right? There's so much wrong with that. But I will say, if you call somebody a dumbass, if you call Xanderhal a dumbass in chat right now, I am not going to take you to task and be like, excuse me now. Don't you understand that this is like elitist bullshit? It is, and hopefully one day we'll get to the point where people recognize that, and you could use a more meaningful insult, because really you're not trying to insult somebody's intelligence most of the time when you call somebody a dumbass, right? You're saying something else. And I would encourage you to try to interrogate what that is and try to be more specific and try to speak, what you're actually trying to say, instead of using these like euphemisms that get us into, all these places where people are catching strays that they don't need to be. Like one day, okay? But like I said, I'm not going to call you out for calling somebody a dumbass, all right? I try to avoid it myself, but it's not something that, like I said, it's not my priority to like be policing people's use of the term dumbass, right? Jerk, yeah, like a lot of times that's what you mean, right? Is like, you know, you're saying dumbass, but you really mean jerk, so just say jerk, right? A jerk, you know, like I'm not going to defend people being assholes, right? We encourage specificity. Yeah, there you go. When insulting, that's a good policy, Buffy.
Oh my god, somebody in chat just told me to say dumbass instead of the R slur.
And he's gonna point out that it's a slippery slope. There we go. We got this
said
again.
ticking instead of fucking. Okay.
So your argument against being fucking super fucking ableist in a really gross way that turns a lot of people's stomach in your audience, right? Is that like, but the, you know, dumbass is also ableist, right? So because dumbass and the R slur are both ableist, we're gonna blackpill this shit, and we're gonna see them as being equivalent. Good job, Xanderhal.
You understand what I mean now, right, guys? That the people who will get mad about this type of thing to that level are the same type of people who like don't say swear words, who say frickin'. And
my problem, okay, now you'll see that I don't use swear words, but there's a reason for that, okay? There's a reason for that, and there's also a reason for YouTube. Like, literally, the more I swear, the worse my YouTube videos do. So I do try to avoid them. I don't completely avoid them. You can tell that I say the F word a lot in real life. You can tell that I say the S, you know, like, you can tell that I curse a lot in real life, right? You know, like, but it's actually not about that. In terms of, like, you know, I wouldn't say that that's, like, there's, like, a morality behind, like, not saying the F word. That is literally, you know, just kind of a neutral term. There is expediency, there is practicality around not saying it, but it's not about, like, I am not trying to scold people on their language. I'm not, like, despite the glasses, okay? I am not your school teacher. I am not here to punish you.
instead of fuck, okay? Listen, I understand, all right? What I care about is the actual...
Use Q-tip, underbaked potato, wet paper towel. Those are some of my favorite insults.
Outcomes of what I say and do. If good people who are innocent and are being have been targeted for their being neurodivergent and have had that...
If he laughed at Napoleon Dynamite, he's a hypocrite. What's the with the edgy tone police, right? Yeah. Is dumbass really an ableist, though? It was never... Look, I mean, it's only reinforcing, like, you know, like I gave you a way too long answer for what's wrong with dumbass, but, like, I also caveated that with saying that it's not on my, you know, it's not on my radar, right? If I started to go through, you know, like, every bit of, like, everything that every term that reinforces, like, you know, bad shit that we should be getting away from, I would never have any time to talk to you about anything meaningful. So there's, like, a certain I'll read the rest of the joke. Okay, it was never used to describe a disability. Oh yeah, so there is a substantive difference. That's what Dragon Princess is pointing out between the R slur and dumbass. Dumb might be, but dumb, yeah, to use to describe somebody unable to that has problems verbalizing, and I would be happy to have a silent ass. Oh, a silent ass. There we go. I mean, silent ass. Yeah, that sounds based, right? Can you imagine that? Never have to worry about flatulence again. God, we're back to the bathroom humor, aren't we? We are straight back to the bathroom humor. But yeah, I don't want to get hung up on this too hard, right? Like I said, it's not on my radar. How do you say swear words? Oh my God, Zira, yeah, you maybe a little bit.
Insult used against them are, like, if they are more hurt,
quiet donkey, there we go,
than any conceivable good can be done by me saying it, then typically I don't say it. That's my thought process behind it, right? Like, if I had the opportunity to call Ben Shapiro the R slur in front of a massive crowd, I would do it in a heartbeat. And I would not
listen, if I had the opportunity to call Ben Shapiro a woke scold, to turn his own, like, insult back at him, I would
apologize, and I'd do it again. Because there's no universe in which the amount of harm caused by me saying it to Ben Shapiro in front of a massive audience.
But I just wonder, does he realize that when he's using this term woke scold like he does, he's kind of like deriding Ben Shapiro? Never have to worry about flatulence again. NCC blissfully unaware of the silent but violent ones. Oh my god, good point. Yeah. Sleep scold. There we go. Tactical arslur. Oh my god, what? Why is this not playing? What are we doing?
Outweighs the amount of good that is caused by there now being a clip of a lefty calling Ben Shapiro a retard in front of a giant audience. There's also the use of it referentially, which I think is like
you really think that if you could ambush Ben Shapiro and call him the arsler, that would be praxis? Like, look at, really? He would just call you a hypocrite and move on. Come on.
I don't think that
you know how this works by now, don't you?
To the word is as bad, but yeah. And then of course there's the other like argument that I see people use where it's like what are the words we use to describe stupid people now? Well, I guess stupid's one of them. I think it's
snooze enabler.
It's dumb, idiot, stupid, lame. There's just a lot of words, smooth brain. There's just a lot of words that like we use completely nincompoop. Well, a lot of words.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. There's ableism baked into our language. Congratulations, Xanderhal, for realizing that. That's true. Okay? That's true. But I don't see you using like lesser forms of ableism, like especially if you're a consequentialist, right? To justify like more, you know, more direct ones, right?
We use completely normally and completely slow even, yeah. I mean, the R slur literally is just another word for slow. Like, fire retardant is something that slows.
Are we going to get into like the French derivation of that word? Is Xanderhal going to give us a course on linguistics here?
Down the spread of fire? Like, so the term...
Xander's terminally in high school. Goofball derogatory.
Retarded is literally just a meaner way of saying...
I would like for my brain to be smooth.
Slow. When we get into the mud about arguing against its use as an insult towards people's intelligence, outside of any circumstance involving neurodivergence,
like,
it really feels like we are... Or to delay, thank you. It really feels like we're sort of taking away one of the most common ways...
Like, Xanderhal, nobody is, like, nobody's getting on anybody for saying like this might retard our progress somewhat, right? That's not the same thing. You're talking about I think that's called, is that called like a homonym or something? I can't remember the term for it. It's like homonym or homophone, but it's a word that is spelled the same, is pronounced different and means a different thing, right? That's like, come on.
To criticize somebody's opinion and what they believe irreverently that exists online. Like, when you call someone dumb or stupid or dumbass online, you look angry. You look angry. You look offended. You look mad. When you say,
what
whatever,
is his point?
retard,
oh my god, I'm getting so caught up in the weeds, aren't I?
You're not only making them look stupid, but you're also looking disaffected. You don't really care. You're not triggered. And the right has all...
That's his justification. That's his justification. I want to make somebody look bad, but I don't want to look angry myself. And so by using the... He really sees that? Like, I don't see that. I don't get that, Xanderhal. Really? Seriously? Seriously? You think that's how that works? Oh my god, so much chat, meow. He seems to like to say that a lot. Yeah, it's like any well, he's got an excuse now. Now he's just like repeating like what Keffals has said, not this is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed covering this, right? I feel like I'm getting too caught up in this. Yeah, there was like a Rick and Morty joke about this, wasn't there? There was a Rick and Morty joke, right? So cool and disaffective. Ableists are the coolest. Yeah, that's the coolest. You know, it's so much cooler to be an ableist than just be a dick, right?
Always relied heavily on the left being triggered.
Wait, what am I missing here? If Ben Shapiro's word head is too small for his body, Where does Charlie Kirk's tiny face? Where does that leave Charlie Tiny Face Kirk?
Of the most popular lefty figures to blow up in the last couple years have been lefty figures that break the mold of stereotypical lefties, who are a little more edgy, who like to argue with right-wingers, who get loud and yell.
Let me get this right. Let me see if I got this right. The way to succeed on the left, okay, if I'm understanding you correctly, is to be more like the right wing. The lefties who have succeeded in the last few years are the lefties who break the mold, and they act like right-wingers, but they call themselves left-wingers, and that's the fucking, oh my god, Xanderhal. That's like saying the hack. Look, if you want to be on the winning side of World War II, okay, there's two ways you could do it. Now, you could fight the Germans. You could fight the Axis powers, and that's really hard. You got to get out in the trenches with your guns and go bang, 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 bang. You got to get in the tanks. You got to get in the airplanes, go fly. You might get shot down. Like, that's really hard. That's really hard. But there's a simpler solution, all right? Here's what you do. You want to be on the winning side of World War II? You take a white cloth, you tie it around a stick or a rifle, and you hold it up in the air, and you say, I surrender, all right? And now you're on the winning team. Good job. Like, what a fucking... What a take. What a take. Am I right? Like that's wild. That's wild. Like literally, like surrender is your best move.
An insult and say words that the...
And earlier you were talking about simping. You're talking about placating people. Xanderhal, I would much rather see Mildred placate her audience than I would see you placate the right wing. That's what you're talking about doing. That's your edginess. Your edginess is to surrender to the right wing. That's what he's calling edgy. I don't think that's edgy at all, right? I think that's cowardly. Xanderhal, you're a fucking coward. Okay, there you go. There's an insult. No ableism in it whatsoever. I think I'm okay. Right? I just insulted you.
Really pissy.
It hit home. It's true. You're a coward, right? That's what you're saying. You are a fucking coward. You are unwilling to fight the right wing. You would rather just surrender to them strategically on this, that, and the other, and like be like, yeah, look at that. Look at this. We're doing leftism now. Hey, let's drop anti-capitalism, right? Capitalism is really popular. Capitalism is some would even say we can't conceive of a world without capitalism. We can more easily conceive of the end of the world than we can of a world without capitalism. So why not just drop that too? Let's just drop any kind of social change. Let's just accept the status quo. Say that's what leftism is about. Leftism is about accepting the status quo, and then now nobody's fighting us, and now we win. Right there we go. Leftism triumph. That's how we achieve the revolution. Just give up on every single part of our ideology, and then we win. Good job, Zan. Good job.
Yeah, right?
Good thinking.
Now, many of you may be thinking, like, okay, well, why don't the people who have a problem with, say, Keffals saying the R slur to conservatives in her videos, why don't they just not watch Keffals? I mean, she's objectively doing good for the trans community and for, like, the left overall with her content, so, like, maybe it's just not for them. Why don't they just move on?
Objectively, coming from the standpoint of a person standing at the crossroads of privilege, he can say that. He can say objectively, because he's got the objective viewpoint, right?
Well, there's a number of reasons why. So first of all, we've got this group of people here, and we're actually going to expand on the story.
He's just a kid. He already has a powerful middle-aged divorced dad energy. True. All the highest earners are capitalists, and after all, yeah, good point. Yeah.
Story of this.
That's how we succeed. We just give up on everything
here.
That we.
You see,
wait, are we going back to this?
These angry, spiteful motherfuckers are. Basically, there's multiple
what's up,
groups of these people, right? Let's break this up into like 3 slices. This isn't as many slices as there are.
Wait, why am I not seeing your comment?
But this should roughly do it. Let's say you've got people who...
Oh my god, it's not showing up.
These are people who are upset at you.
The hell?
All right? But these are...
Make this live chat. See if
you can't really tell when you're getting canceled.
Oh my god, there you are.
You've got like a big cancellation mob at you, going after you. It can be easy to see them all as one giant monolith.
Yomandra, I hate to break it to you, but YouTube is suppressing your comments. I had to go to live chat to see what you were saying. Leftism is when you learned to stop worrying and love the bomb. There you go. That was a great comment. Thank you for catching that for me, Buffy Geek. I didn't even see that. I don't know why it, like you literally didn't say anything bad there. Why did that get...
Right? Like, oh, I've just got a bunch of people trying to cancel me. Just a bunch of people trying to, like, destroy me, right? However,
Angry pie.
Yeah, I think it's important to analyze the variant.
I've been lurking for a while, says Furious Gems. Good to see you. Yeah, I felt your presence though. This guy reminds me of my alt-right years, which is ironic because we're the same age.
And the people that are going after you, right? Let's look at, the woke scold pie. So you've got different types of people here. So the first is like your classic woke scolds. These are people who are just abusive pieces of shit who probably...
The classic woke scolds. Oh my god, are we breaking down woke scolds into like 3 different groups? There's the classic woke scold, okay.
Always hated you. And
oh, this is so interesting. I love woke scold, doing woke scold theory with Xanderhal. I don't even have to watch Ben Shapiro for this stuff, right? How amazing is that?
Never liked you, and have finally found a way to get some clicks on Twitter by calling you a racist or bigot or whatever it may be. The woke scolds will always find a way to butt into the rest of this pie. The other group are
butt in. This is so ironic because like it's like the implication being like they should not be speaking freely, right? Because it's getting in the way of Keffals or Xanderhal. Like they're butting it. Who the fuck is butting in? It's Twitter, dup shit. Oh my god, there we go. There we go. There's some normally ableism for you, right?
Ex fans with a strong parasocial relationship, okay? These are people who were probably fans of you.
Woke Scold Classic, Diet Woke Scold, Woke Scold Zero Sugar,
and
Classic Woke Scolds, Modern Woke Scolds, and Dreamcast. Ooh, the Dreamcast era Woke Scolds.
And had a very certain idea of who you were in their mind, or felt a very strong entitlement to you.
And like I said, I'm not perfect either, but I do notice it when I do, you know, when I do that.
And now that your content is going in a place they don't like, or your takes are going in a place that you don't, or whatever it may be, they feel insulted, like you've taken something from them, and they're upset about it.
Wait, what?
It's very common.
Wait, no. I was zoned out because I was
a YouTuber from your audience.
I was too ashamed about like getting so.
But yeah, that's basically this audience, this sort of part of the pie. My headset turned off and turned back on for a second. That's weird. It's very common form. Okay, with a strong parasocial pieces of shit who probably always hated you and never liked you and have finally found a way.
Okay, so the woke scolds that just like don't like. So this is all relative to like the content creator themselves, right? This is like this is how they're defined. It's not like, you know, we're not like these are all like they didn't like Keffals, they didn't like Xanderhal, but then they figured out that there's some stuff that like other people don't like and they post about it, and whereas before it was only them being like liking that post, now it's like more people liking that post. Okay,
to get some clicks on Twitter by calling you a racist or bigot or whatever it may be. The woke scolds will always find a way to butt into the rest of this pie.
I got so distracted by the whole butting in thing and the hypocrisy like of like, you know, that this is like some kind of imposition on Keffals, but then what about like these people? What about their opinions? Like it is Twitter, after all, you know, it's a kind of like a place where everybody gives their opinions, right?
The other group are ex-fans with a strong parasocial relationship, okay?
Okay, so ex-fans that you have yucked their yum and they no longer like look at you lovingly because you turned out to be a milkshake duck, right? And Keffals definitely embodies that strong milkshake duck energy here, right? Does everybody know what a milkshake duck is? Does everybody understand milkshake duckery, the concept? It's okay, I'll use the German version of the B word, looks up the word in German. Oh, well, that sucks. Wait, what B word? Then the charts and diagrams are more Inyo Studios thing. Your bit is crapping. Yo, unironically, Huelmandra, Xanderhal started out this thing by saying that the left is like diarrhea. The right is like constipated shits, right? The right shit, brick shits, they stick together. They all, you know, they're all together, right? And the left is just diarrhea all over the place. We're criticizing each other. We should be more like the right and have that unity of purpose, right? And if you know anything about the right, you know how ridiculous that is, right? Yeah, we just went through a whole cycle of Steven Crowder, Candace Owens, Tim Pool, right? There was a big like civil war within the right, right? I just for all I know, there still is, right? This is not true. They are not like, you know, they do attack each other all the time. But anyway, Xanderhal wants to tell us that like what he wants is not to get criticized, right? That is his goal. Don't criticize Xanderhal, don't criticize Vosh, don't criticize Keffals. So if he tells you be more like the right, and he scares you in thinking that the right is going to eat our breakfast and then shit it out into constipated bricks of whatever, right? You know, then maybe you'll shut the fuck up, because that's Xanderhal's end goal, is that like Keffals, Xanderhal, Vosh, talk all you want, say all you want, say all the R slurs you want, you know, as much collateral damage as you want to do to your own team at the same time, right? But the wokescolds need to shut up, right? Because they're getting in our way. So this is all from the standpoint of a very privileged dude up here, a weird little dude with a weird little parasocial community. Good job, Xan.
These are people who were probably fans of you and liked you and had a
There's a great example on my Twitter the whole week of Milkshake Duck last week. Nicole Arbor's doing a milkshake. Wait.
Very certain
I need to find
idea
out
of who
about
you
this
were
Nicole
in their
Arbor's
mind,
person.
or felt a very strong entitlement to you, and now that you're
Leftist unity is a trap, even so. Left unity implies unity, yeah, unity, like unity with any patsock that wants to call themselves a lefty too, right, Pear?
content is going in a place they don't like, or your takes are going in a place that
Unity with Caleb Boppin.
or whatever it may be, they feel insulted, like you've taken something from them, and they're upset about it. It's very common, very common.
I mean, these are people you let down. Like, right? Like, you start off doing content, you raise money for Southern equality, you bring attention to, you know, genocidal laws against trans people, right? And then you go and attack your own team, and they're like, "Hey, I don't like this, right? I'm catching strays, Keffals. Could you stop it, right?" And now you've turned them from being a fan to being somebody who posts on Twitter, "I don't like what Keffals is doing."
Common form of entitlement that you get sometimes as a YouTuber.
I don't feel like anything was taken from me. I just supported Kerfuffles when she was doing good work, and now, yeah, so here's the thing, Xanderhal, this is gonna blow your mind, okay? Some people aren't parasocial. Some people support ideas. Some people are engaged with like online left communities because they are in fact leftist. And they have leftist ideas, and they want to see those ideas succeed. And it's not in the end about Xanderhal or Keffals or Vosh, right? Because Xanderhal can talk a good game at times, Keffals can talk a good game at times, but when these people don't put their money where their mouth is, when they turn out to be not really about what they say they're about, then, you know, you get off that train, right? I'm gone. I'm sorry. You don't like, I don't support you anymore. Like, right? I supported you when you were talking about, you know, trans rights. I don't support you when you were talking about the Pikru invasion, right? I don't know how hard this is to understand the B word. Wait, what B word? Oh, that's the word that got... well, anyway, I've got live chat turned on, so I should be able to see everybody's... I love when criticizing a streamer is called a parasocial relationship. Imagine if you didn't like the new season of a TV show, and people said that criticizing it was, yeah, like, yeah, that you feel like, you know, you're owed like a good show just because the last season was good. Oh my god, you fucking woke scold.
From your audience, but yeah, that's basically this audience, this sort of part of the pie. My headset turned off and turned back on for a second. That's weird. And the final...
Oh my god, is it Wi-Fi? Is it a Bluetooth? They do that all the time.
Group is possibly the most annoying part. And these are the people...
I'll quit criticizing them if they quit making content. It's a win-win, says Chad Alpha. I'll quit criticizing them when they make a cogent point, right? Isn't this Xan just crapping on... Yeah, basically, that's what I was saying earlier. Is basically what he was saying is that the way that he envisioned the left was like a... like he was looking for an alternative to the anti-SJW communities, implying that, like, I still want to be anti-SJW, but oh my god, thank you, Another Lost Druid, for subscribing with a Prime, and you can subscribe with a Prime too. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can hook it up to your Twitch, just like Another Lost Druid did, and you can get a sub. Now, right, you know, you can get a sub in lots of different ways. You could pay for a sub yourself if you got $5. You could even pay for other people to get subs, because what do those subs do? They get you out of the ads. The ads are really annoying. The ads come twice an hour now. They come for you and take you out for like a minute and a half. It's really annoying. I've never experienced it, but it sounds really annoying. I wouldn't want to have to experience it, right? I would want somebody to buy me a gift sub, and if I didn't have that opportunity, I'd hook up my Amazon Prime, just like Another Lost Druid did, and I'd use that to get myself out of the ad break. And what is the other option that you've got? You could hang out and chat, and you could talk a lot, and you'll get noticed. And someday sometimes somebody's going to be like looking to give gift subs, and they will have just seen your name in chat making based comments, and they're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to give a Twitch Prime. I'm going to give my gift sub to this person, right? So those are 3 ways that you can go about it, and any of those ways gets you out of getting stuck in that ad break, which, you know, seems like really annoying. Oh, I'm welcome. Thank you. Yeah.
Who don't care about the left or its political policies succeeding. These are the people who
You got gifted recently? Isn't it
see
awesome?
the left entirely as a social club.
I love
and
getting
just
gifties.
want to find a way to tear down a new.
And this is so ironic because that's literally what you're doing. That is literally what you're doing, is turning the left into your social club where it's totally cool to shit on the people that you're cool with shitting on, including people on the left, right? Including marginalized people who, you know, have a reason to want to support like leftist politics, especially intersectional leftism. And they come to the internet, they look for the, you know, they look for content from leftist content creators, and they run into Xanderhal saying the R slur. They run into Keffals saying the R slur. They run into Vosh saying the R slur, and they say, I don't know, I guess there aren't really leftist content creators, they're just a bunch of hypocrites, right? It's messed up because like that's literally what the Vosh Clout Network is, a social club that is representing itself as the left, right? That's what we see here.
Popular lefty figure who's making these ideas more popular because they want to feel like a special
animation on the Red
snowflake
Bull ads?
online for having better political opinions than the average person. Because I will admit, there is a certain level of like smuggery that you can let you get to live in as a lefty online, seeing that the vast majority of people on the internet are wrong and stupid and you're correct and they're like objectively.
Did you hear that? So we talked about Xanderhal's standpoint before, right? We talked about like, you know, kind of where he is, who he's connected to, what he watches, who his friends are, kind of dictating what he sees, what he thinks like the online space is. He just said that the vast majority of online people are right-wingers. Xanderhal, that's on you. That's on you and your algorithm, okay? That's your perception, right? Now, if you're dealing with like YouTube Shorts, yeah, like does YouTube Shorts strangely slant to the right? Yeah. Do a lot of right-wing creators, like a lot of like right-wing orgs like Daily Wire pay for ads for people like Matt Walsh? Are those numbers artificially boosted? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that most people online are right-wing, right? I think if anything, it's the opposite. But I mean, there he is. That's, you know, that's the waters that he is swimming in. I didn't use the R word even back when it was cool. It was thought to be cool to do so. Meow.
Like their view of the world is objectively inferior to yours, and you know it on a factual basis.
Oh my god, we'll get done with
and they
this
don't.
soon.
Like it's definitely
Look, Parrot, Xanderhal videos are just like this is what they're like. This is what they're like these
a
days.
little bit empowering.
But yeah, thank
to
you,
know
Lost
that.
Druid.
However, these people despise you, and they don't want you to be spreading the ideals of the online.
Wait, what?
Because they care more about the left being a special little thing. Right?
So let me see if I got this right. There's the people that hated you from the beginning, right? And they just hate you. You know, no particular reason. It's not because they have a different idea of leftism or something like that, right? They just hate you. They're haters, okay? Then you've got people that liked you before, but your content changes and they don't like where you're going, right? So there's the blue piece of the pie, right? And then we got the green piece of the pie. And these are people who they want the left to be their social club. And they want it to stay small. God damn. Xanderhal, living up Vosh's butt for so long has not been kind to you. I gotta say that.
Right? But then finally,
We're almost done.
One other group.
Here, let's speed it up.
That basically commands all of these people.
There's one other group. Wait, you're saying that there's a puppet master to the wokescolds? So we got 3 types of wokescolds, 3 different flavors: the red wokescold, the green wokescold, the blue wokescold. But there's like a puppet master wokescold.
Okay, it's like this is a giant like crystal ball, you know,
Here, let me.
And you've got like a wizard here, okay?
The wizard. Who's the
No,
wizard?
It's Saruman. There we go. Here's Saruman. Okay, he's got his Palantir. He's pondering his orb, pondering
Who's the wizard?
his pie. Okay. Wait, where's his? We gotta give it. Well, Saruman doesn't have a hat, but he has long hair. So we'll give
Long hair and no hat. Wait.
We'll give here.
What's up, Chronic Clownbee?
Is Saruman commanding them all? No. And also,
Wait, I feel okay. So Thought Slime is the sorry for saying nanners person, right? So that's Mildred over here, right? But this is somebody else. This is the puppet monster that is in command of all the wokescolds. We're still waiting to figure out who that is, though.
seriousness, kind of commanding all these people, or in sort of a way,
Loud
rallying
works, yeah.
them in a sense, are the wokescold content creators. Obviously, Thought
Full Moon Studios puppet master of the Wokescold series. Yes.
Slime is one of these people. Thought Slime being
Oh, Thought Slime is one of the. Okay, so we do have. So like Thought Slime is only one of the puppet masters. Wait, so who are the other puppet masters?
a person who has spread multiple, potentially
Are the puppet masters intersectional leftists? Wait, am I a puppet master? Chat. Are you my puppets?
ending lies about me in the past that he is. I think Thought Slime recently doubled down on the sex cult thing. I believe Keffals like replied to one of their posts about lying about me having a sex cult, and they replied angrily. That's
I fought to bring attention to the AIDS crisis. What did you do? Get a drama audience so you could trash their? Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's
It's like a common thing to go after your ex. Like, look, Keffals has done it. Xanderhal has done it, right?
doubling down on that. Thought Slime's lying.
It's a new form of leftism is doing drama streams about your ex, right? I think my teachers really tried hard to make sure kids didn't call me the R word in the late 90s, but I did get called ninja a lot because I never talked. I had ASD derived speech impediment. They always find euphemism. Do you think, am I a puppet master? Do you think that Zan would call me a puppet master? Have I like graduated to that level yet? Am I beyond just a wokescold and I'm now a puppet master? Xanderhal doesn't know the first thing about the AIDS crisis.
saying that he's apologized for it? Yeah, he's never apologized for it. Certainly not to me. I have not gotten anywhere near an apology from Thought Slime. I would love one, though. I would love a full, like, taking back and admitting to what he did. I would love if he made, like, a Twitter video where he says, back in 2020, I accused a guy who is literally, like, a decade younger than me of running a sex cult with no evidence.
I am the puppet master, chat. I am the puppet master.
I was jealous of him, and he was a young man with a promising future that I wanted to try to stop before it got too big for me to stop.
A promising
and so
future.
I spread some really defaming lies
that was
about
it.
him,
That
really
was
work
it.
out.
Like Thought Slime just was like, oh my god, look at this young man with this promising future. I have to destroy this. I have to.
For me as I wanted it to, so I'm sorry, everybody. If he made that video, I would be thrilled. Yeah, I think he apologized to his audience for saying that, like, I guess sex cult was hyperbole, but like everything else.
The real puppet masters were the friends we made along. Excuse me, friends we made along the way.
Was still a lie. Like there was no sex cult and there was no abuse or whatever. Like
yeah, no, there was just a yikesy Discord server where there wasn't like a clear line drawn between like a community and the content creator, right? And you know, like it was yikes as fuck, but it definitely wasn't a sex cult. Like I've said before, this guy does not have a sex cult. That notion is ridiculous on its face for reasons that I will not get into right now, right? So wait, I am witnessing this promising future with all those mirrored sliding closet doors and the cat tower. Yeah, this is the promised future of I think there was some abuse. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get back into that situation, and the person, you know, that at the center of it all, you know, kind of doesn't want to be talked about either, so I'm going to respect that. But Puppet Master was a science fiction novel from Heinlein, okay, in the 50s, where mind-controlled alien parasites invaded Earth. Wait, that sounds like what cats do, though. Like, right? Don't cats control us with, like, parasites? It's not a cult. It's just a little... okay. Yeah, it was a long time ago, whatever it is, and...
I don't know. They alluded to a supposed... They haven't apologized, trust me. Anyway, yeah, so just to give you an idea.
Thought Slime's pronouns. Does anybody can anybody go to the Thought Slime's Twitter profile and confirm that? I thought they were any all pronouns, yeah. But you do see anyway. There is a tendency. Xanderhal's tending to default to he him. But yeah, that's not... Did Xanderhal pull? I don't know. I don't want to get too much into it. We're not trying to dig up history, but there was like a Discord where some like an SFW material was posted, and you know, I don't know, maybe like a conflict of interest and kind of a power, you know, different kind of like a power situation. But like, yeah, sex cult is not really the...
These are people who